I am here in Taiwan, and a lot of people who don't know if it's a country or not will often say,
Let the people decide, which is a very righteous and noble thing to do, right? Well, not quite. Not every democratic country makes every decision with referendums, because the public might not be well informed. Take Brexit as an example.
because the most recent poll showed that 54% of Brits regret their Brexit vote. Why? This bus, which had the huge propaganda campaign on it, which suggested that all the money that would be saved from leaving the EU would go towards the healthcare system. Spoiler alert, they said it was a lie afterwards. So what can we learn from this with Taiwan? Well, there's going to be a lot of misinformation, a lot of lies from both politicians and the media. People will be manipulated and coerced, especially from America.
Because America have a big say in the future of Taiwan. You see, Taiwan, they are very important in the semiconductor chip industry. The US want that, or specifically the US do not want China to have these chips because they are fighting China with the AI war, the tech war. Now, a very interesting thing is that the elections are fast approaching next month here in Taiwan, and the current party, they are against China, whereas the opponent, the KMT, they actually want to talk with China. So what we're finding is there is a lot of influence from America kind of supporting the current party. They want them to win, of course, because they want to be against China.
And that is because America and pretty much every other country have no diplomatic relations with Taiwan, so they cannot directly interfere with Taiwan. They have to indirectly do it with the elections. So that is why you might be seeing in the news that there is a lot more information about Taiwan now, because they are trying to get in the way. But Taiwan themselves have always agreed that there is one China. You can just look at their own constitution. They agree, one China. You can even see the 1992 consensus between the PRC and the ROC that Taiwan agreed there is one China. But it is the current party, the DPP, the Democratic Progressive Party, who are trying to fight that. They are trying to become an independent country. So they are going against the agreements, the constitution, and the consensus in 1992. And so that is why America are supporting this government and Tsai Ing-wen, the president. But it's quite clear China do not want wars to happen. They never have wars. It's been such a long time since they've got involved in any wars. They don't want to kill their own people. The Taiwanese are ethnically Chinese. They are Chinese people. They don't want to murder them, and they don't want to die themselves. Jiang Zemin, the president of China years ago, he famously said they will wait 1,000 years if it needs to be done to take Taiwan back. We don't want to see another Ukraine, another Gaza with Taiwan.
So that is why I think a referendum would not necessarily be fair. Historically, it hasn't with Brexit. There will be a lot of misinformation and bias in the media because most young people, they do not read the news from the mainland. They will just read the news maybe from America, for example, right? So I think they will be influenced and it won't be totally fair. I think this is a huge decision which I'm not quite sure should be left down to the public. It should be something that the governments should sort out themselves. So let's say Taiwan were granted this referendum and they decided to become an independent country. Now, maybe one district of Taiwan, they really don't like Taiwan. They want to be independent themselves. Could we then grant that district or that city of Taiwan independence? What about if there was a street in Taiwan and everyone on that street said, hey, yeah, we want to make our own country actually. Everyone on this street agrees. What about if one house, just one house, everybody in that house votes, I want to be a country. Can we do that? You see what I mean? So where's the line? Where do we decide whether something should be allowed to be independent or not? It's a philosophical thing, but maybe it's not as easy as saying the people should be able to decide.
So what do you guys think then? Should a referendum be allowed? I don't think so. And remember, not every country will use referendums. I mean, Scotland, they want to leave the UK because of Brexit. We're not letting them. And referendums are normally done by the citizens of the country. But Taiwan isn't a country. There is one China. And so therefore, the whole of China should vote if there was one. And that would mean over 99% of the people in China would vote for Taiwan to be part of China. And by the way, despite what you might hear in the media, not every Taiwanese hates the mainland and wants to leave China. This is what some of the locals said when I interviewed.
你是台湾人吗
Yes.
啊，好的。所以你不觉得台湾是一个国家吗？
台湾不是国家，
好
台湾是省，不是国家。台湾笨蛋，一直要去跟美国，美国有什么好？把一些废物卖给台湾。
民主自由的国家，
蛮有趣的，
商机
酷，
就是他们经济其实很强。
traditional culture 还好，
抖音很厉害。
比较传统。
新
决策很快。
The present election will change to the 国民党. Maybe Taiwan and China the relation can advance further if the 民进党 still our government. I think the relation is still kept now. Not so good, not so bad.